session on create your own reality. I'm gonna wait a few more people to come and hopefully enjoy this live painting session. I'm gonna pour some paint while we wait. Some golden brand fluid acrylics. This is titanium white, even though there's a bunch of magenta all over it. If you could read through the magenta mess, titanium white. Or as Bob Ross would say, titanium white. I'm also going to be dropping in some phthalo green with the blue shade. Also same brand, golden fluid acrylics. Oh, Cat V, that's my sister, everyone. Hey, look who's back in action. Hello, I know, and I've been kind of gone for a month from Twitch. I did do like 2 live drawing sessions last week. They were very short. And yeah, I am hoping to finish this painting maybe sometime within the next 2 sessions. I don't think I'm going to end tonight, but I definitely plan on doing a 7th session. So this is session number 6, and so I think I can finish it by the end of session number 7. Yeah. And for those of you who have missed some of these, be sure to check out my YouTube. I've uploaded live painting sessions to my YouTube channel. Just type Calyptus on Google, and you'll see my fractal logo. It's like a yellow fruit, fractal fruit against blue sky. That's me. Hey, Miami666. That's the wifey. Mwah. Wifey a kiss. And we'll give a few more minutes. A few more people in here. And I'll come in and I'll just start adding a little bit now. Why not? Add some of the phthalo green that I just mixed with the white. I'm going to add some more of these particle beams. They're sort of flying towards the perspective horizon. Cat V says, it's looking really cool. I love the different contrasts of neons versus muted colors. Thank you, Cat. Yeah, this painting has been sort of taking me forever, but I just want it to look really good. This is a piece for a friend, and yeah, I'd rather take a really long time sometimes on some pieces while working faster on others. And this is one of those pieces that I definitely took longer on. And yeah, we've come this far. I'm not going to rush it now. I'm definitely going to do probably 2 or 3 even more sessions. Whatever it needs. And so for those of you who are wondering what music is playing in the background, it's Acid Mother's Temple and the Cosmic Inferno, and it's the Pink Lady Lemonade, the You're From Outer Space album. And I'm going to drop the link on the chat. And so if anybody is interested in listening to more music by Acid Mother's Temple, definitely be sure to check that link. They are definitely more space oriented. You could say they're space rock, ambient rock, psychedelic rock. They're from Japan. They take influences from older bands like Pink Floyd, Jimi Hendrix, Silver Apples, older stuff even, and they make it their own. So they're really cool. So with this painting, Create Your Own Reality, I hope the title at least is a reminder that no matter how crazy things get out there, you still have an influence and you can still make at least your own reality out of the corner of the world in which you exist. So, I mean, you know, it's obviously you have to be breathing, and obviously it's a blessing to be alive, and thankful to be healthy and not bedridden with COVID or some other crap, but all in all, I just want this painting to inspire people, to remind people that you can create your own reality. And so this is a more abstract version of that. It sort of takes on hyperdimensional manifestations of different reality possibilities. But yeah, I hope it inspires. I'm gonna hand down a tiny bit here and try to get a lower shot. I want to get some of these glowworms to really show, because I'm going to be working on those. And yeah, I hope the tripod doesn't fall. Okay. This should be okay. Pull back a tiny bit. There we go. Okay. And I just wanted to also say that it seems like, you know, the pandemic casualty numbers are going down. I hope. Seemingly the end of the pandemic. And yeah, I recently went to a man-made lake in Darlington County in New Jersey, and had a good time. Felt good to just hang out after being quarantined for such a long time, and it was definitely awesome to get some sun. Definitely got my farmer's tan on, and yeah, it was also really cool to participate in my first augmented reality festival, GoFest 2020, and yeah, that happened. The lake experience happened right after GoFest, so that whole weekend and then that Monday were just super awesome. And summer's gonna be over soon, so live it up. Go to the beach. You know, take all the safety precautions and make sure you're socially distancing things. But you know, don't forget to live your life. And yeah, I'm getting ready to teach again. I'm going to be returning to teach college second-year student digital design. It's going to be interesting. Let's see what happens. Definitely have to take extra precautions, and some of the classes are going to be online, and some of the classes are going to be physical, in person. And you know, I'm just hoping this whole pandemic thing it just ends soon. I hope it's over soon, and it seems like it will be ending hopefully sooner than later. I'm hoping. In here, I'm going to add greenish tone to this node here for our little energy glowworm. And yeah, for those of you who are listening to Acid Mother's Temple in the background right there, I mean, that sounds like Pink Floyd right there a little bit. Can you tell how they take influences from well, definitely Pink Floyd and some of these other older bands, and just you know, take it to another level as well. Kathy says, do you have any new ideas for what you'll be teaching in this curriculum this year? Yes, I do. For my character animation class, they're gonna be animating a bipedal creature, a quadrupedal creature. So, you know, two-legged, four-legged, a biomech, so something that has mechanical parts. And for my second year digital design course, which is twice a week, 4.5 hours each day, so a total of 9 hours a week. That's the meat of their course. Like if you're taking a major in digital design, that's the main class. And so for that one, it's going to be a little bit more varied, and I'll probably in the beginning allow them to sort of show me what they want to do. So the first time will probably be called Aspirations. They're just going to work on whatever it is that shows to me why they took this class, what they want to create with the skills that they want to attain in this class. So they have creative freedom, but hopefully they won't get too ambitious. And then I'll, you know, teach techniques and sort of go from there and see what they want and what they need. And yeah, definitely gonna, because they're gonna be not just 2D but 3D oriented, I'm gonna be also teaching them about multi-pass compositing and rendering. So like layering all your renders from 3D programs so that you get the most out of your image. We'll talk about maybe 3-point lighting, using, you know, I don't want to say Hollywood because it's not just Hollywood, but using cinematography tricks to implement the digital design in a 3D scene. So using things that work in photography and film with 3D tools and design and things like that. So yeah, and then their final project will be like a larger version of, you know, maybe of what their aspirations were, and they have to use certain abilities that they learn, and it should be fun. Yeah. And you know, hoping nobody gets sick. Really, you know, I'm gonna be staying away from people. I'm gonna not really get too close for sure. And you know, I'm trying to just be safe. You know, I have a kid, and I'm sure students wouldn't, you know, want contagious behavior. So I'm gonna take all precautions. I'm gonna have sanitizer on me at all times, and yeah, make the best of it. Make it work. But yeah, some of the tools that they might be using will be like, you know, obviously like Photoshop, Illustrator, you know, Premiere, After Effects, a lot of that Adobe stuff. But then they're also going to be using like, you know, Blender, Maya, Houdini, and some students might be using programs like Substance Painter to do textures, maybe Substance Alchemist to create materials and things like that. So there's going to be a wide variety of different tools. A lot of tool learning, maybe even some Unreal Engine 5, so like some interactive, almost game engine based design learning. But yeah, a little bit of whatever the students want to do, really. So I just want to pronounce these little spheres a little more, and I'm going to go a bit darker here. I'm going to bring in a shade deeper of that phthalo green and really try to make this a bit more 3D here. really going for sort of gradation of tones. I want each sphere to be like a different tone of a gradient. And I'm going to thicken that sphere a bit as well. And yes, I wanted to talk about something that I watched recently that I just thought was hilarious, and I recommend for those of you who are into podcasts, and obviously if you haven't heard of Joe Rogan, check him out, JRE on YouTube. He recently interviewed David Cho, and it was like the weirdest podcast ever. If you haven't seen that one, I highly recommend it. They talk in tongues at one point, and yeah, David Cho's losing it, man. I mean, I love him, but it's just either he's putting on this act of being a crazy artist, or he's really just losing his mind with, well, I don't know, maybe the money, maybe the ego, maybe whatever it is. Maybe he took on this persona and now he has to ride it because it's his like trademark. He's supposed to be the crazy guy, so maybe that's his brand. Overall, I thought it was hilarious and well, inspiring as well. For those of you who don't know who David Cho is, David Cho is an artist who was also a gambler. He made a lot of money gambling, and he got paid in stock view from Facebook for a mural that he did in the office of, I guess, the main office over there at the headquarters. And long story short, I think he ended up getting something like $3 point something million for a mural that took 2 weeks. And yeah, it's kind of like you see his lifestyle just shift after that, and then he started a podcast as well, which is really cool. Forgetting the name of this podcast, but he had Asa Akira, Asian porn star, hang out, and they would just talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, David Cho's really out there. And it was just really cool to see him come back, after not seeing him for a while. Seeing him with like blonde hair, going for like guru, hippie kind of look, and it's really bizarre. But hey, man, more power to him. I think that it's cool to see David Cho making a comeback, and for those of you who haven't seen it, check out JRE, David Cho. That was a really good one. Super weird. Realizing that I may have to go a few tones darker up the spheres, up the worm, and sort of just kind of shade it up just a notch. should be fine. Yeah, I'm missing some of the people I haven't seen in a long time. Friends that I haven't seen since quarantine. Hoping this thing ends soon so I can hang out with some old school peeps. But, you know, times are weird, so we've been streaming more, quarantining. We've been playing Pokemon Go, been going on Discord. Joined Silph Arena, been battling people, been doing PvP, which I find to be a healthy, competitive middle ground or middle path, you know, for just the current phase of existentialism for humans. I think it's really cool to battle other players across the globe in a friendly but competitive manner, and it's therapeutic, it heals, and it's a step away. It's like thousandfold away from wars, spiritual competitions, or whatever, you know. There's just a lot of weirdness out there, and it's cool to just, you know, embrace a hobby that isn't so serious all the time and doesn't require deep, meaningful paradigm shifts every, you know, at every peak of every moment. It's sometimes it's nice to, you know, meet somewhere in the middle, and I think in the gaming community, and particularly Pokemon Go PvP, it's been quite, you know, a healthy middle path experience. Now we're switching to Acid Mother's Temple, Dark Stars in the Dazzling Sky. Music just sort of ended and next album started. Hope you all dig. We'll be dropping that one in the chat as well. And again, these guys are awesome. They just rock it, and, you know, they tour sometimes. They've come to the States a couple of years ago, and hopefully they'll come back. If not, we'll have to go to Japan and watch them. What was I watching recently? Oh yeah, Steve-O, 10 top worst injuries. Man, this guy is so crazy. It fascinates me how he always survives no matter what, and obviously eventually we all die. But you gotta check out this guy's YouTube, man. He is one of his latest videos, top 10 injuries. Is just bonkers, and you know, he recently got severely burned, so his top worst injury is actually recent. I don't want to spoil too much, but if you get a chance, definitely check out Steve-O's YouTube. I'm going to work on the central worm here. Really getting in the zone there. Darken up some spheres. keep whacking the tripod there. Sorry about that. Keep creating this sort of gradient effect with this glowworm. Coming along really good. Thank you, Meowmy. I'm gonna continue this I'm gonna call it a day glowworm, but call it a glowworm. I'm gonna continue painting this glowworm here and really hoping to sort of give the illusion of incandescence. I'm really hoping that these teal shades will give the illusion that they are slightly neon. Let's go a few tones darker now with phthalo green blue shade. And I'm actually going to add a tiny bit of phthalo blue red shade. Realizing that the energy worm is too green. So I'm going to come in some of the phthalo blue, change the tone up a little. up the next sphere. And I'm going to thicken it up a little too. Also, just as a reminder, in the next upcoming weeks, I'm going to be upgrading my Twitch. I'm going to have a animated template and the notifications popping up for each subscriber, things like that. And yeah, stay tuned. It's only going to get better from here. Blocking in the colors now. I'm going to clean them up soon. V says, what are these psychedelic looking worms supposed to represent? They could represent anything you want them to, but to me, they represent freedom. They represent extensions of creating your own reality, and you know, they're like bits of your soul flying through the fourth-dimensional portals of hyper consciousness. They could be anything. It's a mirror for you to discover whatever you do discover. When I do create them though, I do think of them as like hidden parts of my soul that are now swarming around freely, creating new realities as they explore. Thank you. And again, I'm just blocking in colors, and I'm going to be doing some cleanup for sure. This painting is also inspired by quantum physics, particle dynamics, particle field systems, things that I've tested in 3D programs, like different fields and forces, like turbulence fields, Lorentz forces, or like a vortex, gravity, Newtonian forces. And so I've been playing around. I've been using 3D programs as a sandbox for exploration of these sorts of systems, and so a lot of these 3D tools become inspiration for these paintings as well. So I've been playing around a lot of simulated physics, and so these paintings also represent motion. They represent dynamics, and a lot of that is also inspired from certain books I've read as well. Chaos, A New Kind of Science by James Gleick is really good. Wolfram books, things like that. But yeah. Particle physics inspires me. So my palette is getting to be quite messy now. As you can see, I mix my colors on the spot. Like I just kind of mix all my tones as I go. And yeah, time to switch this out. Replace the top here. Yeah, I'm thinking of getting maybe an art show set up through Unreal Engine 5, maybe doing a virtual art show, maybe by the end of the year. Yeah, what do you all think of that? Going virtual instead of having a show at a gallery. Creating a show with a program like Unreal Engine 5 or maybe Unity. I'm thinking Unreal Engine 5. Just because of the graphics and just the way like the content browser works and everything. I think it's really cool. I'm thinking of doing a virtual art show soon. Would be cool to do an augmented reality art show, but yeah, well, the first augmented reality festival I've ever been to was 2 weeks ago, and that was Go Fest. That was pretty cool. But servers were crashing, and they're learning. These are still the early days of the augmented age, and eventually I will do an augmented reality art show as well, or at least I aspire to. I hope so. I want to. And quick intermission. Old books that I've read. Valis by Philip K. Dick. One of my favorite reads. There's some real moments of truth hidden in this sci-fi awesomeness. I feel like he was tackling real issues with his sci-fi. Anyways, this is a really cool read. Another really cool sci-fi read, Entangled by Graham Hancock. Again, another example of what I feel like is a chunk of deep truth embedded and hidden and disguised in sci-fi. And so he talks about having done ayahuasca and the ayahuasca plant giving him a message and a story, and so he wrote this after that experience. And so in the back here it says fiction, fantasy, but this was inspired off of true hallucinations that he had in the forest under the influence of ayahuasca. And so quite an interesting read. I read this whole thing. I should read it again. It's really good. Highly recommend it. And another really cool book. This one's a little older. The Invisible Landscape by Terence McKenna and Dennis McKenna, and this is a classic. If any of you have any book recommendations that you want to shoot, type them in the chat. I'd be stoked to check them out. I could probably do more of those, but I want to paint a little more. Slowly coming along. Right now. I'm going to change the tones on that one worm down there and make it more blue. It's a bit too green. And yeah, but overall I think it's coming along. Definitely have to clean some of these up a little. Alrighty, I'm going to take a break. Thank you all who came and joined me during this live painting session. I'm going to go live again soon. Stay tuned. For those of you who want to follow me on Instagram, Acrylics on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube. I'm also here on Twitch, and I have a Patreon. If you become a patron, you get monthly giveaways, you get free art. Well, not free because you're supporting every month, but I'm keeping things super cheap. So I have a $1 tier, $3 tier, $5 tier, and $7 tier on Patreon. And the $5 and $7 tiers get you the free art. The $7 tier gets you, well, tutorials, mentorship. For the most part, I show all my patrons art that I don't post anywhere else. Stuff that I make digitally, stuff that I paint, stuff that I create with code. Even been making art with code on processing, using also CDF, Mathematica, other low-frame tools. Yeah. So come join me on Patreon as well. It's lots of fun. And my patrons get also a little bit of influence and sometimes even naming some of the art or participating in raffles and getting discounts and things. So yeah, I'll drop the Patreon link in the chat. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. And I will be back soon. Thank you all. Take care. See you around.